For those struggling with cancer, they not only have to fight their illness, but the treatment that does help fight the cancer could also enable them to ever have children. However, that could change and will change. Joining me to talk about a new technology that could actually preserve fertility in these patients is Dr. Sam Wood. Welcome to Primetime.
Thank you.
Wow, what a miracle. I mean, you hear, because we have cancer patients are getting younger and younger and younger before even childbearing years or during their childbearing years. So this is a great advancement.
Yeah. Over 100,000 men and women get cancer each year during their reproductive years.
Wow.
And the main concern that they have is surviving the cancer. And the main concern their doctors have are helping them survive the cancer. So it's really easy to forget that the treatments that are used, radiation and chemotherapy, for the cancer may actually destroy their ability to have a child later in life.
Is that for both men and women? It's not just, I thought it was maybe just men with a sperm count and whatnot, but it's also women as well.
No, actually, men actually go through and survive the treatment better than women do.
Wow.
And so it's interesting that only about half the time are male or female cancer patients told about fertility sparing treatments.
So talk to us about that, because I'm wondering, I mean, is it because of the uterus or the ovaries? What's getting destroyed in women?
The radiation, the chemotherapy actually goes in and destroys the sperm, destroys the eggs, and can cause scarring in those areas so that they can no longer either release or make eggs or sperm.
Because radiation is a toxin to the body.
Yes.
Okay, talk about how we reverse this so these people can be fertile.
Well, for men, it's easy. They just grab a cup like this, they go into the nearest
restroom. It's
restroom.
always easy for men. I get sick of that story, by the way.
And they just provide a specimen. So you would think that 100% of men would do that. There's nothing to it. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Any guy with cancer who's considering fertility, who's of reproductive age, should just simply provide a specimen. We freeze them in vials like this, and when you freeze them in that way in liquid nitrogen, it actually lasts for hundreds of years. So they don't need to think about it again for decades until they're ready to have a baby.
Nice.
In the case of women, it's a little more complicated. They need to undergo an in vitro fertilization cycle where they take medications. We later go in and remove the eggs. And then if they have a partner, then the sperm is mixed with the eggs to create an embryo. And we freeze those until the two of them are ready to have a baby. Once they realize the cancer is over and they're feeling comfortable with it, then they can do that. The big advance recently is in women who don't have a partner. The difficulty was their only choice was to pick out some anonymous sperm donor. Right. Now we can actually freeze their eggs unfertilized. And the pregnancy rates are nearly the same as they are if they're fertilized. And so this gives women a chance to, let's say they're 16 years old, to put away these eggs. And when they're 36, they still have these 16-year-old eggs they can use in order to have a baby.
That's a miracle. That's a miracle. Talk about, is there anything that can be done for people who have gone through the radiation treatment and then they decide they want to have children afterwards and they thought they were done before they went through the treatment?
Well, it depends. It's very individual, the response. And so in the case of men, it's quite common for them to have a full recovery of sperm count. With women, it's highly variable. The usual situation is it's more difficult to get pregnant and they go through menopause earlier. But as long as they get started young, there's still a good chance that they can get pregnant.
Wow, that's good news. What did you bring over there? What is that prop?
Well, this prop is it's a pen with medication. And so in order to create the number of eggs that we need, in a normal cycle you only make one, but in these kinds of cycles you want to make many. Women take shots like this for about 9 to 11 days before we take the eggs out. A little bit, some of them. And then this is just simply a cane that we freeze embryos in.
Wow, can I see that? I want to hold that up so the viewers can see that. Wow.
And then I'd like to point out one last thing that's happening. This is very recently that's interesting, is we actually go in and remove part of the ovary and we cut it into little bits, and then later when they want to have a baby we can reimplant those in the pelvis. And so these women actually have a chance to have a normal baby through a normal conception method, because these implants release the eggs and are picked up by the fallopian tubes and can lead to a natural conception.
That is beautiful. Wow, you're helping a lot of couples, a lot of people. What is your success rate?
It depends on the age of the woman, but as long as she does it when she's young, outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
Great news. And you're right here in La Jolla. There's your website right there. That is great news. It doesn't have to be, you know, there's hope after cancer, and this is a great story for that.
You just need to remember that. And if you have a friend or a relative that's going through that, make sure you remind them, because I see many of these men and women later, and they wish they had known about it.
Yeah, I'm surprised doctors just don't share that with their patients, but
yes,
it's about the media getting the word out, and we're starting here.
That's right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ware, for coming to Primetime. Thank you.